Hello, we are almost at the end of 2024, and we felt like, as the book podcasters, we needed to share with you what books we really enjoyed this year. And it was Colleen's suggestion that we do this, as many of us do this on our own social media. I've read all these books, and these are the ones I love. So I'm going to start with you, Colleen. What books, were your favorites that you read during 2024?
Okay, yes. So this is books that I've read. So I'm going to start with saying this was the year I became a big fan of Catherine Newman. So I think my favorite novel might be Sandwich by Catherine Newman. And then I also really loved, I'm looking up the title of it, We All Want Impossible Things, but I liked Sandwich more. But I definitely would say that that's probably my favorite novelist that came out of the year. Some other novels that were at the top, and I'm sure this is on Rebecca's list as well, unless she read it the year before, is Greta and Valdin. I just loved that book. I don't have any of these books because I've loaned them to people because I loved them so much. And then I also just want to lift up the book Bright Young Women by Jessica Knoll about the the serial killings of women in.
Oh, that was so good.
It was
Yeah.
good.
So
I was trying to
good.
be like, what books could I just not put down? Like, these aren't
So good.
necessarily the most literary books. And then two memoirs that I would point out. We have talked about this a million times, and I'm so glad I read Lives Other Than My Own. And we've talked before about how I came to it. And I cannot stop talking about how good I think Shame by Salman Rushdie is. And I know I have a storied literary life with him, but I don't think you need to have that to just think it's a really wonderful book. And it's not just about the stabbing that occurred. It is a reflection on a life. Mm-hmm. And so I really did love Knife. So those are my top books of the things that I read this year. Rebecca?
Great, thanks. So I want to say, first of all, it's the 15th of December right now as we're recording this, and I haven't reached my 150 books for the year.
Stop it.
I'm getting close. And so what I did when Colleen originally said pick one was like, no, there's no way I can pick one.
I picked 7.
So I told myself whatever I could fit on a Post-it note was what I was going to share.
I like that. I like that.
So I'm going to run through the first 3 really quickly because we have actually talked about these on the podcast or potentially in the next podcast. But Other People's Words by Lissa Soep.
That was on my list. Yeah.
Greta and Valdin, which you also mentioned, and Fee, which you also mentioned recently, by Alexandra Fuller. So those are on my list. And then the ones that we haven't talked about on this podcast that's also on my list is The Ministry of Time by Kailana Bradley, I think the name was.
I love that book.
I know, you told me about it. The Man Who Saw Everything by Deborah Levy. Sand Talk by Tyson Yunkaparta, I think it is.
Oh,
I love that. I have not heard of any of these books.
I know.
Every single week.
I will be putting we'll be putting the links in the show notes for everyone. Shark Dialogues by Kiana Davenport. And this was one when we've talked before about like the best books of the century or whatever our other podcast. I was like, oh, that's one I want to put, but it came out in like the 90s, so I just read it this year.
Got it.
And then finally, The Rachel Incident by Carolyn O'Donoghue, I think it is.
I love that book.
I know, so fun. So those were my list.
Athena, what's yours?
What do you have, Athena?
So I loved the Booker Prize picks this year. That panel I really connected with, I guess, because I loved Held by Ann Michaels. I loved Safekeep. I thought that was gorgeous. I'm blanking on the author's name. I apologize right now. That was really beautiful. And my favorite was Orbital. And when it won the Booker Prize, I cheered because I hugged that book when I finished it, by Samantha Harvey. I just thought that was beautiful. It was so beautiful. I wanted to keep just reading it over and over. I loved that book. So those are mine.
And I saw how short it was. I saw it in the bookstore the other day, and I was like, oh, that's short. Maybe that's what I should read next. So maybe that'll be the next one.
Oh, yeah, that will be a good one. Good one to wrap up your year with, Colleen, I think.
Right. Yeah. Oh, God, I hope I don't read one more book this whole year. But that's very possible.
But because it is short, you could be like, and that's how I'm going to wrap up 2024.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe I'll buy that. I always close my computer and buy a book after this, so maybe that'll be the one.
Exactly. We all shared new books. So a reminder, everyone, we will put the links in the show notes for these books so that you can look into them as well. Thank you, everybody, and wish you happy reading as you wrap up your year and start the new one.
Here's to 2025. Can't wait.
Yay.
Oh, there's some really good stuff coming out in 2025. I'm so excited.
Yay.
Super excited.
I've pre-ordered a few already. So Chimamanda Adichie has a new book coming out.
Oh, yes.
So. Ooh, okay.
We'll just lift that up here at the end.
Yeah, wow.
Excited.
Okay.
All right. Happy reading, everyone.
Happy reading.